Hello again, YouTube. This is the fourth podcast response for information security class. The source material is taken from Twit TV's Security Now episode 548, DDoS Attack Mitigation. The three topics I will be summarizing today are an issue with Linux Mint, a ransomware attack on a hospital, and why Steve didn't do anything to stop the DDoS attacks, and why he needs to remain the sole proprietor for grc.com. The first topic is a hacked Linux Mint distribution. On February 20th, a hacker was able to gain access to the Linux Mint website and upload a Linux Mint Cinnamon edition with a backdoor. I'd like to touch on what a file checksum is. This is a value that users can match to identify if the file that they downloaded is the same one from the server. This is to verify integrity. The hacker was also able to change the file checksum on the website to match the version that he uploaded, so that when users downloaded, they thought they downloaded the file that was correct from the actual Linux Mint website, not the compromised version. So this compromised version of Linux Mint uses a malware called Tsunami that connected back to an internet relay chat which awaited instructions from the attacker. The hacker said that there was no specific goal to the attack, but that they simply wanted to create a botnet. And at the time of the podcast, a few hundred users had installed the version of Linux and were under the control of the hacker. The Linux Mint website has since removed the infected version and restored the original checksum, but not before many thousands of copies of the compromised version were downloaded. The second topic covers a hospital that paid a ransom to have access to their computer systems again. Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center was without the use of their computer systems for 10 days due to malware attacks. Ransomware is a type of malware that can lock up a computer's user's computer and remain locked unless the user pays a ransom to the attacker. The staff was required to revert to paper records while the IT department struggled to restore the functionality of the system. But ultimately, the hospital decided that the quickest way to regain the control of their system was to pay the ransom of 40 bitcoins, which equates to $17,000. Officials stated that patient data was not stolen and that patient care was not compromised in any way. There was no indication, however, how the malware was infected on the system, but the likelihood is that a phishing attack via email was clicked on by a hospital employee. The last topic today covers Steve Gibson's reasoning for not trying to stop the DDoS attacks on grc.com. So by riding out the attacks on grc.com, Steve decided to stay with his host Level 3 Communications so that he could continue to provide free services to anyone on the internet who desired to use those. He offers free programs like Shields Up, Perfect Password, and the DNS spoofability test to anyone for free. He does not make a profit on those. He wants to continue to be able to do that, and in order to do so, he needs to remain responsible for grc.com. He was approached to switch to an attack mitigation service, which is essentially a reverse web proxy. This service would handle all of the traffic going to the particular website, and then the particular website's DNS would point to the proxy. But the proxy would control the domain and all of the certificates for the website. All of these free services offered by grc.com would not be able to be used with the proxy in the middle. Essentially, grc.com would be forced to become a generic neutered website that just offers HTTP content. So Steve wants to remain the guy that continues to give free services to the people, and a good guy for doing so. We hope that grc.com stays up for a long time to come, and thanks for everything you do, Steve. Thanks for watching this podcast. We'll see you for podcast 5.